shots have been reportedly fired in the vicinity of the presidential candidate Donald Trump. We're going to be breaking down this story. It sounds like he is uninjured and doing okay, but we're going to talk about just what has gone on and why I think this might not be the big deal that the news may be making it out to be. I'm Paul, U.S. Army combat veteran. Let's get into it. And of course, if you guys appreciate my analysis, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it really makes a difference for me. Now, Trump is reportedly safe after gunshots were in the vicinity of his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. They say that shots were fired near him, and an AR-style rifle was recovered near his golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. So what this sort of says already is that, yeah, he's safe. It's very likely that based on the previous incident, that security around President Trump has ramped up by quite a bit. The Secret Service, of course, being unbelievably embarrassed by their failure to detect and stop a shooter who literally random rally goers were able to identify and point out the location of the shooter. So again, they're likely on very high alert. But when you have an AR-style rifle, that means it's probably not an accident, right? You're not going to accidentally take your rifle to the golf course saying, "Oh man, I totally thought this was a shooting range, you guys." This is a sign again that likely the effort of some sort of copycat. Not really doesn't sound like he ever really got close to the former president. It says Trump was between the 5th and 6th hole of the golf course when the incident occurred. Secret Service moved him to safety, but it actually says there was no evidence Trump was targeted. Police are looking into the cause of the sound of what may have been gunfire. So again, this makes me think that this sounds like a copycat. I'll be fascinated to know if the Secret Service actually did their job here. It doesn't say that anyone was detained. So the fact that there were shots fired and an AR recovered makes me think, again, from a tactical perspective, that this may have been some kind of a pretty amateurish run and gun type situation. Literally somebody getting onto the golf course, thinking they could take a pot shot at the president, and not wanting to risk their lives, simply pulled the trigger and ran off, dropping the weapon. Now, you guys know that this is a really bad decision because, one, you don't get to even come close to firing on the president or former president and stay out of jail. But these weapons generally have serial numbers, and serial numbers will tell you exactly who it was sold to. And once you have that, it's just a matter of time to figure out who was in the vicinity at the time. And you can be rest assured the Secret Service is not going to be playing games. In fact, according to one source here, someone is being in custody following the shots fired, right? Again, gunshots heard near the former president while he was golfing, someone in custody, which again, to me says actually that it's possible that this person was able to get some level of proximity to the president, fire off shots, and then the fact that he was detained says that at least the Secret Service wasn't really seeing anything. Now, what I think is so dangerous about these kind of stories is that you guys probably know that hitting a target accurately with an AR-style rifle, if you've been in the military, an AR-15 style rifle is roughly analogous to the military's M4 or even an M16, depending on the exact configuration. But it's hard to hit the target accurately. But it is not that hard to kind of ballpark it. Right. In fact, a .223 round can reach a maximum range of, I think, 3,600 meters. Yeah. So here's what they say. They'll report that the effective shooting range of a .556 round is 100 yards, but that's fired through an M4 or M16. Right. However, as they say, right, this is to effective is basically being used as a metric for accurately hitting things. However, you can get up to 1,000 yards with a very, very high-end weapon. But when assessing for safety, these rounds can travel up to 2 miles, right? Now, how would you get it to go 2 miles? You'd have to literally treat the weapon like an artillery shell and fire it at an angle. You'd be almost certainly unable to predict where it would go. But in terms, again, of safety, of the ability of the round to travel, you're talking about a 2-mile radius. So you see how incredibly hard it can be to secure a perimeter. I mean, imagine if you had to clear the 3 miles around an individual for any given time, especially in somewhere crowded like Palm Beach, Florida. Again, likely within 5 miles, there's probably, or 3 miles, there's likely dozens or even hundreds of homes, and it's Florida, so there's a high likelihood that some of them have weapons in them, perfectly legal, but those could range from handguns all the way to high-end hunting rifles. So you see how, while this in some ways is maybe indicate a Secret Service failure, it may simply indicate a reality of a world in which people have these kinds of weapons. And again, this isn't me being like, oh, you're not supposed to have this weapon or that weapon. But again, if you needed to, a hunting rifle could extend with a full-size rifle round. You could extend 5 or 6 miles. Anyway, I don't want to speculate more on this until we learn more. But again, it sounds like not anything close to the severity of the previous incident. So again, guys, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. It tells the YouTube algorithm that I'm doing good analysis and I'm not some clickbait maniac. And of course, a huge thank you to all the members of combatvetnews.com. There we go. Especially Bill Collier, Robin Colburn, Gaius Marning, Gina Cuesta, Chris Gorsuch, Fran Zacharias, Ale90, and Petya Tororu. I couldn't do this without you guys. You guys are the ones who enable me to do this every single day. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.